Welcome to Obstacle Running Adventures.
But I think just with their simple business model and what they're doing and the sponsors they have backing them right now for being that small, like they got Lululemon, they've got Spy, they've got Ram, Dodge Ram trucks, they've
Wow,
all these different businesses literally are sponsors of or Red Bull too. I mean,
that's huge.
big
Yeah.
big time for a small race with 400 people. So they've got a good future ahead of them, I think. So I hope the best for them and definitely want to go race some more of these out there.
Yeah, hell yeah. So quick side tangent, you mentioned CrossFit and hybrid racing. What are your thoughts on those sports? Any interest in the hybrid racing?
Yeah, so actually, when I had first started doing Tough Mudders, I was very heavy into CrossFit. And that's kind of where I found some athletic ability that I had. I was never a very heavy lifter. I loved doing Olympic lifts, um, but I was more of an endurance guy. And that's when I started to kind of tap into, oh, I think I can be a long endurance guy and I need to start running. And, I kind of put CrossFit to the wayside, which led me to where I am now as an athlete. But High Rocks, I think, is fantastic because it's very structured. You know exactly what you're gonna do. You got your endurance aspect. You got your obviously all your weights. You got to push pull, um, and anybody can go do it. You don't have to be a super badass athlete to go do it. I see people that aren't athletic go and do it and still have a good time and push themselves. And it's just like, okay, I know what I'm showing up to. I know what I'm going to do. This was my time. I want to drop my time by a couple minutes this next time and keep moving further down the time spectrum. As far as CrossFit goes, I think CrossFit shot themselves in the foot last year, and
Yes.
well deserved why they're getting the lashback that they are.
Yep.
Um, I I don't know, man. It's tough to say. I think CrossFit has built a worldwide phenomenon. It's made a lot of people in the world healthy, so I give them kudos for that. We've seen some incredible athletes come from it, but now we're seeing a lot of CrossFit athletes tap into High Rocks,
Hmm.
and a lot of CrossFit athletes that aren't going back after last year. And yeah, to have someone pass away on a swim, like you don't program a hard run straight into a swim.
No.
Like I've done Ironmans. Like I know you don't do that.
And
That's
if you do
that's
do that, you have actual lifeguards there. And then you don't
yeah.
lie about what the parents of the deceased man had said. So many things that went wrong there. You're absolutely right.
Yeah, it especially being as warm as it was, and yeah, it's that was such a sad deal. Watching the video of that there was literally somebody on a paddleboard right next to where he went under, and they're like, "Yep, nope, didn't see him for 3 hours." Like, come on. So I think CrossFit is also slowly on its way out. It'll be around for a while, but personally, I think it's going to go away or minimize, say in the next 5 years or so. Um, I think High Rocks will be the next CrossFit, honestly. And we'll see if they expand their events into something bigger. More of like how we have the CrossFit Games, right? Where you
Hmm.
got multi-day. Well, maybe they'll make like a multi-day High Rocks competition. I think that'd be cool to see.
Yeah. I think it's been really interesting to see all the athletes, many of the athletes speaking up and saying, "Hey, this is my primary like source of income and this and that, and I'm longer supporting it." Like that takes balls to actions speak louder than words, and I'm really impressed with a lot of the athletes and the ones that are still doing it. No shade to them too, but I completely agree. I think High Rocks and even Deca to some extent, it's going to be really useful to OCR is great, but you can't truly compare your time across races. But the standardization, on one hand, kills the adventure side. But if you like the
Yeah.
standardization and you're all about working on your weaknesses, that's a perfect event for you. Oh, I need to work on this station. You work on that station. This one might go down a little bit. We'll work more on that one, and it's really interesting. I did a Deca and loved it a lot more than I thought it would, especially the team races too. I think that is going to be a huge financial boon to the sport as well.
Yeah, I think so as well. And one thing that Ida was telling us after she did that race, she's like, I miss this. I miss
Mm.
OCR. I miss doing obstacles, the varying terrain, being outdoors. she's like, this was nice. I need to get back into doing more of this versus High Rocks. I think what needs to come out next is they need to bring back a version of TMX. They had
Yeah.
what was it? One TMX, and I
I think they
forget
had
what year it was. It was
they had two years and then that was it. Yeah.
okay. Because I remember I did it once. But that essentially is like a Deca or High Rocks mixed with outdoor OCR.
Yeah.
Like that's badass. That's awesome. Like that there should be more of that. Um, so I hope somebody brings that back. I would definitely enjoy doing that. You know, some short course, you know, regular type of obstacles with okay, now you're gonna pull this sled or you're gonna lift this barbell or whatever it might be. That'd be sweet.
Yeah.
That would build super well-rounded athletes.
I worked for an event company years ago, like 2015, 2016, and they put on an event called Runzilla. And what it was, if you wanted to do all three events, there was a 5K, there was an OCR, and then it was a hybrid race years before hybrid racing was even a thing. And if that were around now, it would be huge. So I would love to see more of that too.
Yeah. Yeah,
So
somebody needs to break the mold a little bit and bring out something that kind of combines everything that's popular right now.
yeah. So going back to the Hannibal race, any final thoughts on your trip there, how you were taken care of, the race?
Yeah, I was well taken care of, which I thought was very nice. You know, I guess you could say I'm sponsored by Raw Nutrition. I'm quote unquote an athlete for them. And you know, I get some free products, but I've never like been sponsored quote unquote by anybody where it's like, hey, we're gonna pay you to do this or whatever. So I kind of felt like I was a sponsored athlete going over there because the hotel, all of our food, our drivers, transportation, all taken care of while we were there the whole time.